أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most merciful. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. As-salam al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn wa ala ashabih. We as followers of the Shia school of thought have peculiarities in ourselves. Amongst all the peculiarities and the characteristics we have two of them, the most wider and the most comprehensive. The first aspect of Shia school of thought, which is much wider than others, is that we are followers of Hussain alayhi salam. And the second is that we are follower of Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Ajarallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. The movement of Imam Hussain alayhi salam that we are a follower of is not considered as a historical incident. Rather, it is a movement, it's a culture which has been portrayed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a very important and very special incident. From the very beginning of this world, when Prophet Adam came to this world, Allah has made him know that there is going to be an incident on the day of Ashura in Karbala. And from many other occasions, prophets who came towards this land and who passes on this land, Allah has made them know that this is the place where the grandson of the last prophet will be martyred. So Allah made some special status for this movement. For which purpose? What are the purposes that Allah has made this incident a very special incident for? We believe that we can take some lessons. We believe that we can take some elements that can be taken from this movement, the movement of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and can be implemented into our life in today's world. There are some characteristics, there are some elements which are not even similar, but also common between the movement of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and the Ummah and the nation which is required from us by Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam needs and requires us to make ourselves stay in a position, in a situation where we can name ourselves as a follower of Mahdi. I'm going to just name some of the characteristics and some of the elements are common between the movement of Imam Hussain and can be implemented in today's life, making a nation for Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Ajarallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. First aspect and first element which we have come to a conclusion is the guidance. We often name or often discuss Imam Ajarallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif's name with a kind of picture, kind of image that is very threatening and which is very not merciful, and this is a very wrong thing. We can portray him as a person who will guide us and who will guide all humans in this world. The first aspect, which is very peculiar in two movements, in these two spheres, is guidance. Imam Hussain alayhi salam is known as Misbahul Huda, is a light of guidance, as he is the person who just tried from the very beginning of his movement from Medina till very end of the movement in the day of Ashura, when he was in front of enemies for the battle, tried to make them make the guidance which he has the responsibility of for enemies, for the people, for everyone. So Imam Hussain has this responsibility in himself, and he has been named by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as the Misbah al-Huda wa Safinat al-Najat. And likewise, we can see in many traditions and ahadith that Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Jalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, is one of the persons who will guide all the humans towards Allah, who will guide all humans towards the Lord Almighty. So this is the first aspect which we can take from as a lesson from the movement of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and can implement ourselves in our daily lives as a lesson from the movement of Imam Hussain, that we as follower of Mahdi Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif and the follower of Imam Hussain alayhi salam can make ourselves in a state where our responsibility is to guide people. Our responsibility is to guide all humans, not only the Shiite people, not only Muslim people, but all people towards the right and the truth. And the second aspect we can take as a lesson from the movement of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and can implement it in our daily lives is the remembering of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm just making it very short that another aspect which we can take as a lesson from Imam Hussain alayhi salam's movement is the remembering of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can witness that Imam Hussain alayhi salam on the 9th day of Muharram at the night told to his brother Abul Fadl Abbas to go towards the enemies and take some time. For what purpose? To make Allah's remembrance. To remember Allah, to perform salah, to perform dua. And he has said that Inni uhibbu salat, that he is just repeating it, he's stressing on it, emphasizing on it, that I love salah, I love prayers. Imam Hussain is someone who loves salat, who loves dua. So this is another lesson which we can take from the movement of Imam Hussain, that if we want to be a Husaini, if we want to be a follower of Imam Mahdi as a Husaini, we have to remember Allah in each and every aspect of our life. In every sphere, every arena, every field of our life, we have to remember Allah. We often, when we are in a situation, in a difficult situation, we often forget Allah, forget Salah. This can happen to each and every one of us. But Imam Hussain in the battlefield, where they were the children, the people were under the sword, he just said, I want to perform Salah. I want a time of a night to perform Salah, to perform Dua. This is the second aspect common between the Ummah of Imam Mahdi Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif and the movement of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. If we want to be a follower of Imam Hussain and being a Husaini, we want to join the Ummah of Imam Mahdi Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif and make his reappearance an easier step for him to do. We want to remember Imam Husain's these characteristics and implement it in our daily lives. Not just remember them, but implement them into our lives to prepare ourselves for the Ummah of Imam Mahdi Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif and make his reappearance a very easier step for him. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala